Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Lettherebegames podcast. So I've changed the intro to this to the podcast for this episode, and I'm now going to do the whole thing unscripted, so it's more natural, because I thought the last episode just kind of didn't sound great. It's very cringy. Please don't listen to it if you haven't already. Anyway, first thing I want to talk about for today's episode is the podcast is now officially available on Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Spotify, and Stitcher. We are still not available. Oh, and YouTube. But we are still not available on Apple Podcasts, which is annoying me. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but no, who knows? But I will find out. Anyway, for today's episode, I have 2 things to talk about. Only 2 things. Anyway, so the Black Ops 4 beta is now officially out, and that's the first thing I want to talk about on today's episode. So, the Black Ops 4 beta is out, and I know there's been a lot of negativity surrounding Black Ops 4 because of the fact that they are having the Black Ops Pass, which is paid DLC, and they might be having supply drops, like other previous Call of Duties, which no one likes. So, all in all, not great. But I did get a chance yesterday to play the Black Ops 4 beta a bit, and there are a couple of things I want to touch on. Number 1, I'm really happy because Black Ops 4 does feature a content filter, like Black Ops 3, which is really good because, I don't know, I like that. And I really like that in Black Ops 3 because it allows kind of more kids to be able to play it, because their parents are like, oh, this isn't too violent because there's no blood or gore or anything. So that's super cool that they've got the content filter in, like Black Ops 3 had. A few things I didn't like is, number 1, they have got a cursor to move around the menus. So, like, and I played on console, by the way, on PS4 specifically. In fact, this beta is only on PS4. So to move around the menus, you have to use a cursor controlled by the joystick. I don't like that at all. I mean, it's not, like, terrible, but please, guys, introduce a better menu system. Oh, by the way, the content filter, you can't actually activate it in the beta. I checked on the menu screen, and it is there. It's just locked at the moment. But it says content filter, so there's that. Another thing I was going to say is the time to kill is really annoying. Now, what I mean by that is the fact that everyone has 150 health. So it takes quite a while to kill someone, which is really annoying because then half the time you end up dying. And that's probably mainly just because I'm bad at the game, but still, I just don't like it. I'd rather they just use the normal 100 health system, but it's not too bad. One thing that I don't really have an issue with, but I think is just going to take some getting used to, is the whole self-healing system where there's no health regeneration, you have to heal. I remember there being rumours that World War II was going to have that, and then they only did it in the campaign. I kind of thought that was kind of rubbish, but I mean, I never played World War II except for once or twice at a friend's house. I just want to point out as well, I didn't actually pre-order Black Ops 4. I played it at a friend's house because they pre-ordered it, so they had the beta. But I mean, it's not bad. But yeah, as I said, my experience was fairly minimal for one reason, and that is because, as I say, all good things must come to an end. Unfortunately for me, it came to an end very quickly because my friend's PS4 decided to fall over and somehow break itself, and then we had to, like, reinstall the system software, which meant the whole PS4 reset, and then we had to, like, re-download the Black Ops 4, and by the time it was all done, I had to go home because it was, like, late, and, I mean, yeah, so that didn't happen, but from the experience I did have, I quite like it. They've added, like, a kind of play of the game system like Overwatch has. Well, it's called Best Play, and it plays at the end. I think that's kind of cool. I kind of always have wished that that would be in Call of Duty rather than just like the final kill cam, which they have in previous CODs. So, I mean, that's good. And I mean, I really liked Black Ops 3 before this game, so I think Black Ops 4 is going to be good. And overall, I enjoyed it, except for the little things that I just mentioned just there. And I mean, all in all, pretty good. So, yeah, Black Ops 4, that's cool that exists now. And yeah, so next thing to talk about is Fortnite. Now this isn't talk about Fortnite in general, just the recent updates to Fortnite, except they're not recent, but I've been on holiday, so I've only just got to experience these updates. So the first one is, well, there's not many updates, but there's the birthday update. So they've kind of customized the battle pass, because it's Fortnite's first birthday, which is cool. And so they customized the battle bus to look all birthday themed, and they've set 3 challenges. One is to do a certain amount of damage to opponents, one is to play 14 matches, and one is to dance in front of 10 different birthday cakes. I've done all 3 challenges. You have only 44 hours, no, less than that now. It was 44 hours this morning to complete these challenges. So if you haven't done them already, you better get on them quick. You get different things for each challenge, but if you complete all 3 challenges, you get the birthday cake back bling, which I think is a pretty cool back bling. So it's definitely worth getting it, I guess. I don't know if there were any other updates except for the week 3 and week 4 challenges, which I've been working on. I've done a few of them today, actually. They're pretty good. So yeah, the hardest one is the what is it? The clay pigeon shooting one. I haven't even attempted it, but I've seen my friends who are way better at Fortnite than me trying to do this challenge, and it is hard. You've got to get to the clay pigeon launchers and launch them, and then shoot them, and you've got to do this in like 5 different locations. It's hard. I haven't even attempted it yet. So, unfortunately, I'm going on holiday again for 3 weeks, which means I'm going to miss possibly 4 weeks worth of challenges. So the one season of Fortnite I actually play, and yeah, that's something I haven't mentioned, I actually haven't played any of the other seasons of Fortnite, except for half of Season 4, but I didn't buy the Battle Pass. But yeah, the one season where I actually buy the Battle Pass and miss most of the weeks. But hey, it's fun being on holiday anyway. So I'm trying to think if there was anything I really wanted to talk about other than Fortnite and Black Ops 4 on this episode, but I don't think there was, except for I just noticed today, and if you don't know already, I am a PS4 player, hashtag PS4. It used to be PC, but I kind of switched over to PS4 just because I kind of like consoles more, even though most people are like, oh, consoles are not as good. I know, but I don't have a good enough PC, so I prefer consoles. But PS4 summer sales are on. I think Xbox summer sales might be on as well, but I'll have to double check that. But I was just looking through, and I noticed No Man's Sky happens to be on sale, which is really interesting because No Man's Sky has just had its next update, which means it's a good game now, I guess. They've added multiplayer and a bunch of other stuff. I never have played No Man's Sky. Put down planes! But I might have to buy it just because apparently it's really good now. And I know there was a lot of issues surrounding it at launch, but it seems to have become a good game now. So I mean, who knows? But I think I might buy it. I don't know. There's also 2 other games that I really want to play, Shadow of the Colossus and Horizon Zero Dawn, because something you might not know about me is I've only recently got a PS4, so I've missed out on a lot of good games, so I need to start playing them. But hands down, at the moment, the best game I've ever played is Rime. Such a good game. Such a good game. I'm thinking of replaying it soon, so I mean, I'll tell you about my experiences replaying it, I guess, whenever I do on a podcast episode. I know this is only the 2nd episode of the podcast, but I'm hoping to continue it for a long time. Also, I have no idea what's going on, but who knows why on earth I can't get the podcast on Apple Podcasts. I mean, I'm running this podcast through Anchor Podcasts, so they just submit it to all the services, but nothing about Apple Podcasts, like, it's not on there. So all you iPhone users, I'm very sorry. Either you're gonna have to watch it on YouTube, And you can find me on YouTube just by searching Let There Be Games. I believe my channel is the second result, so there's only just a one podcast episode on there. But yeah, this one will be on there, so then 2 podcast episodes on there. But yeah, we're now, the podcast is now available on all the services I mentioned at the start of the episode. You can also follow me on Facebook, Let There Be Games. Last episode I said at Let There Be Games Official, but I don't really know how Facebook works. But either at Let There Be Games Official or just search Let There Be Games, my page should come up. And also you can email me, lettherebegames123@gmail.com. Don't ask why it's lettherebegames123, because I'm going to answer that question anyway now. The reason is, Let There Be Games was already taken. I don't know why. So sorry, it's lettherebegames123@gmail.com. And obviously follow the blog, lettherebegames.wordpress.com, because without that blog, this podcast would not exist. Also, I'm hoping to get some more posts out on the blog pretty soon. So, I mean, yeah. I think I keep saying I'm getting out a Black Ops 3 review. It's taken me a year and a half. I don't even know why. Maybe I should just do a podcast review of Black Ops 3. I don't know. But I do want you to know that I really love Black Ops 3, and I'm trying to get that review out. So sorry it's taking so long. Anyway, we're going to end off this episode here. So thank you so much for tuning in to Let There Be Games podcast, the Let There Be Games podcast, episode 2. And episode 3 will come when I want it to come. I know in the last episode I said this would be a weekly series. I'm turning it into whenever I feel like it series. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the... Well, I already said that. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in episode 3 or in my next blog post. Thank you.